Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Maggie, and as I said, we'll be talking about what it's like to live in South End, Boston. We'll cover things you can do, including parks, restaurants and bars, transportation, home prices, and more. If you're thinking of moving to the area, this will be the perfect video for you to learn all about what it's like to live in the South End. Before we jump into the content, two quick things. First, if this is your first time on my channel, which it is because it's my first video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and maybe throw this video a like. I plan on posting multiple videos every week talking about the real estate market and different parts of living in Boston and the lifestyle you can expect here. And two, if you're thinking of doing anything real estate related in the Boston area, like buying, selling, investing, or renting, feel free to hit me up on my socials. You can find me on email, text, call, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube now. Let's get jiggy with it! The South End is a Victorian neighborhood that borders Back Bay and Chinatown. In fact, it's the largest intact row house district in the country with 300 acres of Gothic fun, meaning those big brownstones that you see in the South End, it's the longest intact area where you'll see that many of them. The South End has a rich history of diversity thanks to the draw of immigrants during the Industrial Revolution. Formerly comprised of tenement housing, we can thank urban renewal projects for making the South End what it is today. We Bostonians view the South End to be a popular hospital district because it's close to so many of our hospitals like Boston Medical Center and Boston University School of Medicine. You're going to see a lot of nurses, doctors, and other medical professionals walk by, which is great in case you ever need life-saving intervention. Right next to the South End is Roxbury, which up until the 1950s was a jazz mecca. Artists like Duke Ellington used to walk over to Charlie's Sandwich Shop in the South End and get subs in between their recording sessions, which I think is cool because I love jazz. And you can actually still go to Charlie's Sandwich Shop today and check out some photos of these famous people. If you're looking to have a fun day in the South End, you're in luck because there are so many things to do. The South End is home to 11 parks and several community gardens that were specifically erected to make the South End feel like more of a community. I love the community gardens all over Boston. You will see them full of plants in the summer, and you will see lots of people in the community go and work on their crops. It's worth noting that the South End is also on the National Register of Historic Places and has more playgrounds per square foot than any other Boston neighborhood. And there are a lot of neighborhoods in Boston. The South End is also home to the Boston Center of the Arts, so if you want to check out anything art related, that's a great spot to go, I assume. Not my cup of tea. I'm just gonna drink more wine. Let's talk grub. For breakfast, okay, it's not breakfast, it's brunch in Boston. For brunch, you're gonna wanna check out Barcelona Wine Bar. It's a full restaurant, you can go any time of day, but I highly recommend brunch. They do a tapas style setup, and you can literally pick 10 things off the menu and it will all be good. I've done it before. Also go look at Banyan. They're known for their cocktails and their specials. And also, the South End Buttery has really good bakery items. If you want to go on a hot date and you need some upscale dining, you're going to want to check out Orinoco, Cosmica, which has the bombest tacos. Bombest is a word. Five Horses Tavern, although there's no hard liquor there. And Petit Robert, which is definitely a romantic spot if you really want to turn up the heat. The South End Boston also offers excellent nightlife, including Toro, SRV, and Beehive. I have a friend who lives above Toro, and it is always bumping. Every day. Doesn't even matter if it's a weekday. People apparently really like it, and I should probably go eat there. And if you have dietary restrictions, you should definitely check out South End Pita or Nicole's South End. Both have awesome options for any walk of the diet life. If you want to leave South End and go somewhere else, here are your options for transportation. You're going to have quick access to all of Back Bay and Southie because they're close by and you can hop on the T or even walk over in some cases. Probably the spot you're going to go to the most if you live in South End. There is no direct access to the MBTA, but if you walk over to Back Bay, you can hop on any of their stops. You've got Copley, Symphony, Prudential on the Green Line, and then you've got Ruggles, Mass Ave, and Back Bay on the Orange Line. Definitely use Google Maps and you can GPS where you're going and select the public transportation setting, and that saves me all the time. I also plan on making a video about Boston MBTA and everything you can expect from the bus to the train to the ferry. So keep an eye out for that if you want to learn more about traveling in the city. You have semi-easy access to Storrow Drive. I don't really know how to elaborate on that besides just saying, yeah, it's not too hard and it's not too easy. There are blue bikes everywhere. I have a blue bike membership. I love it. I ride all around the city. I actually get the monthly pass, so I can just go grab a bike anytime I want. They have an awesome app. Really came in handy when there was a bicycle shortage during the panorama pandemic. So if you need a bike, definitely download their app. If you're coming from somewhere else, it's the same thing as City Bike. And Uber and Lyft is super easy to get in South End. However, if you're going home really late at night, in my personal experience, you're better off ordering a Lyft than an Uber. Let's talk lifestyle. In terms of affluence, according to public record, South End is very dichotomous. You're either on the top end or the low end in terms of income. You should know before moving there that in the South End and bordering Roxbury is Mass Ave. You may have heard of Mass Ave before. It's famous for being home to many drug treatment programs in Boston. However, the benefit of this in real estate is that it does drive home prices down. In my experience working and existing in the South End for several years, I have never had an issue. In fact, South End actually has a low incidence of street crime compared to other Boston neighborhoods. Take that as you will. When it's time to buy groceries, check out some of South End's smaller grocers. They're famous for having many specialty shops, including the South End Food Emporium, Ming's, Formaggio's, Don Quixote's, and Shawmut Grocery Store, which has a ton of diverse items. You can also go to Whole Foods or take a quick trip to Back Bay and use any of their grocery stores. It's not really a trip to Back Bay. They're almost the same area. You literally just walk to the next block and you're in Back Bay. It sounds worse than it is. Boston as a city is only a few miles wide, so tons of nail and hair salons. Most are upscale as South End is near Back Bay and there's a lot of opulence there. But I find it's a great spot to go if you want to treat yourself. If you need a hairdresser, hit me up. I got a friend. And when you want to pump that iron, you can head over to Boston Sports Club, which is pretty much all over Boston, and some memberships allow you to go to any of the Boston sports clubs. It depends on which package you get, which is convenient. You can also go to Equinox, Burn Fitness Studio, Revive Fitness, and others. Finally, and perhaps most important, are the home prices that you can expect in the South End. Note that it's primarily condo living with some rentals, and you'll find that a lot of those brownstones have several apartments inside of them. You have many options for managed buildings if you want concierge service or amenities. I can recommend off the top of my head 345 Harrison and Ink Block. If all this sounds super appealing and South End is a spot for you, you can expect to pay a medium home price of $942,000, but there was a 1.5% increase in home price over the last year. The pandemic has changed some things in terms of home value and what we can expect for the next year with appreciation, but like many Boston neighborhoods, you can expect semi-steady appreciation throughout your time owning your property. One of the perks of buying in one of the top 5 real estate markets in the United States. Thank you so much for joining me today. And once again, please reach out to me on my socials, whether you just want more information, you want to talk to me, or maybe you want to go check out Ink Block.